This is the 8th video in the series called Traitors of the Malheur Refuge Takeover that occurred in Burns, Oregon in January of 2016. A large and sordid collection of people from Burns, Oregon, the local area, and around the country. Those who went out of their way to destroy the constitutional restoration efforts that took place in January of 2016. This 8th video will first expose a California resident, Kevin Cooke, who runs an internet website and a call-in hotline. At this time, it was being used by U.S. militias, and being a good snitch, Kevin was listening to the conversations. Some of the alleged inflammatory statements are shown here. He then goes on to do some CYA by implicating a female website moderator. The claim is several militias were activated on the air due to a scare the Bundys would be raided. Information he says came from Pete Santilli. Kevin Cooke then goes on to claim Pete Santilli is an associate of some type and is also embedded with the Bundys. He also claims Joe Biggs is embedded with the Bundys, streaming it all to Twitter. And finally, more double talk about how he is pro-militia and concerned for law enforcement, along with the usual non-violence disclaimer. Kevin Cooke should refresh himself on the history of militias, why they are needed, and how and why they do what they do. Kevin then gives the FBI the call-in number and the access code so they can listen in too. We move on now to a Burns, Oregon local, Brenda Graham, an HR manager for the local school district in Harney County, Oregon. She relays a short story to the FBI about how a fellow teacher named Danielle Taylor is pro-militia and has family in the area of the refuge. Brenda is on the other side of issues, being against the militia, and relays a few more details, none of which are incriminating, but hey, that didn't stop her from calling the FBI, did it? So teachers in Harney County, Oregon, be advised on what is really going on. You are being watched by management, and anything you say or do will be held against you. Your free speech over coffee and donuts could force the HR manager to call the FBI. This third individual, another Burns, Oregon local named Leland, contacted tribal police about an encounter with the militia members at a McDonald's restaurant in Burns, Oregon. Apparently he took a picture of 4 members of the militia group and was then confronted about it by the full group of possibly 15 members. Fortunately, neither the group nor Leland did not escalate the situation beyond this, even though Leland says he wanted to, if he had been armed, to have a shootout. He then offers to go get his warriors and take care of the militia members. For some reason he believes the militia is targeting natives, even though they are 30 miles away. Also claiming the militia is attempting to take Indian lands, but that was already accomplished 140 years ago or so by the United States government. At any rate, he decided to go pray on the mountain and de-escalate. I do hope he sees that the militia in no way attacked Native Indians, and then the action stemmed from grievances against the United States government. The treatment of the Hammond family for 40 years, the treatment of other Western lands ranchers, and the double jeopardy imposed by the legal system on the 2 Hammond family members.